Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how better AMD graphics card perform with low-end CPUs. So I am now testing Warzone, actually Call of Duty benchmark, with this very potato PC using a 6800 as a GPU and a 6700 as a CPU from Intel, non-K, so it's a locked CPU running 16 gigs of 2133 crappy memory from Corsair. Like this is a stock Intel cooler with the reverse fan to extract heat, and we're going to play some Warzone in the big map, so the most challenging situation for this game. So here you can see the CPU and the clocks we're running. Our very shitty memory, well, it's CL13, that's for sure, but it's 2133 megatransfers. Pre-rendering sequence as always has good FPS, around 100, and yeah, 100. So it's still CPU limited here, and we'll see when we drop. I will try to get to the electric plant. Initial sequence. We get into the electric plant. We hit 70 as a low. That's the hardest part, when we're dropping in the center of the map, when every player is all connected. Someone just passed by and didn't notice me. Here it is. I'm gonna probably die soon. We're around 70 FPS. 77. So yeah, performance is pretty terrible, but that's to be expected with such a crappy RAM. And you can see that CPU time is 13-14 milliseconds, and GPU time is 4 milliseconds, of course. So we're super CPU limited here, and actually a lot RAM limited, like the RAM speed is awful. And yeah, that was expected. So let's move to another game, Starfield, which is also very CPU limited, apparently. The preset is the high preset, so we're 62% dynamic rendering at 4K, of course. I turned off VSync, and depth of field and grain. So far, I have played for 1 hour, I think. I've seen FPS as high as 80, 90 inside of of course, the spaceships, and inside this house, for example, and as low as 35 in the city. So it's a huge hit when you get to very crowded areas, but it's definitely still playable, and this is really a potato PC. They really could have get with a better design for the manufacturers. They're really like piece of scrap metal look. So let's hit the streets. We're counting on 50 FPS here. The looks in this game are amazing, and I really don't like the gameplay. The gunplay is awful, so I'm not gonna play this anymore after this benchmark run and everything. But it sure looks good. So the crowded parts are where the CPU, I guess, is hit the most. So let's get there. Here we are. I got dropped up to 35 FPS, as low as 35 FPS. So not great, but it's still very playable. I mean, it's a role-playing game. You can do that with around 35 to 40 FPS in the most overcrowded areas, as long as the gameplay is like that. I mean, it's not like an action gameplay, and that's bad. That's why also I don't like it, but it's a story driving game, I guess. I've seen a lot of people benchmarking around this area, and as soon as I walked in, I hit around, here it is, 35, 20. There seems to be a drop every time the game loads a new area. So the map is probably split in a lot of small areas because I only have 16 gigs of RAM. So every time it has to load the new area, like there's probably a switch here, so it's gonna probably tank again when I get out. Maybe it already did and I didn't see that, but we're around 40 FPS now. Here it is, tanking a little bit. So there's definitely a lot of things going on, and the performance is very CPU intensive. So this 4th core 8-thread CPU from 2015 is definitely getting hammered, but not as much as if I had an NVIDIA GPU that was also hammering it with all the scheduling that is running on software on the NVIDIA drivers. And yeah, so I guess that's it for the video. Ciao!